I'm Lisa. Originally I'm from Berlin. No, sorry, not Berlin, Germany. I'll do it again.
Berlin's okay.
I was like, nobody is originally from Berlin. They're all moving to Berlin, you know. That's the thing. Okay. Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm originally from Germany, but I lived and traveled and worked everywhere across the world. When I was little, I wanted to work for the police because I love detective stories. And then I ended up working as a journalist. And then Web 2.0 happened, and newspaper journalism just died because the internet stole all of the advertisements. So I did an apprenticeship in photography. And then I studied graphic design because I really liked the whole creative stuff. And during my studies in graphic design, in the university they just developed a new course called New Media. And it was kind of interesting because like this whole internet stuff, and I had like no idea. I was really bad with computers. I always broke them. But I really liked it. And I was like, hey, okay, there's something new. Let's do that. And then I learned programming, and I really liked it. I think what I really learned is like I'm always very curious. I like to do things. If I go to a restaurant and I have no idea what it is on the menu, I order it just for the new experience, right? I always have to go to a different restaurant, like very highly unlikely I go to like the same restaurants all the time again. I like to go on high buildings because I just like to get a change of perspective from like a street or from a city. So like I'm curious all the time. I want to know. I'm also shameless. I ask why all the time because I really want to understand it. But I'm also shameless in sense of like, hey, I just don't know that. Can you please explain that to me? And ask for help. And don't feel embarrassed when I ask for help. I can ask very nicely for help. I've learned that. But also, you know, surrounding myself with people who like can deal with that. I said like, yeah, no, it's fine. And then after a while, like when you ask a lot and when you're curious for a lot, then at a certain point, I've realized that actually I was the one who was able to help people because I asked a lot of questions. So that meant like I've learned a lot. And then somebody else asked a question. It's like, yeah, I've asked a question before. I can actually answer that now. Right. So I studied. I moved to Australia for an exchange program, and it was supposed to be like for 6 months, and the 6 months turned into 5 years, and I've met my husband there, so that was good, and it just happened, right? It wasn't planned, but all of a sudden, like the stars of the universe just like came together, which was really weird for me. Like as I studied engineer, like, you know, everything had to be controlled, everything was planned, and then all of a sudden things just happen unplanned, and I just could have said like, no, this is too creepy or it's too risky, and I'll just go back to Germany and finish my degree. But like I just really liked it, and I was just like, what if I can just test it, like engineer, like, you know, if you don't know, you just test it. And that's what I did. I said like, okay, I really like it here, but I would like to finish my degree. So I'm just gonna try it for 1 year. I'll give it 1 year, right? I will try to finish my degree. I will try to get my own place. I have to improve my English. My English was crap when I moved to Australia. And that's also is, you know, for somebody like me who's like bubbly and wants to talk with a lot of people, all of a sudden I couldn't talk. So I was sitting in the corner and I felt so stupid because I was just like, yes, no, yes. And you're like, and every time I was looking at this, people was like, oh, if you could just like speak in my language, you know, I'm actually smart. Oh, yes, no. And that was really annoying. But then I realized that I've learned something really important. I've learned to listen. And I would have never learned that if I just like kept talking all the time, because it was my language. And the thing was also when people felt like you were listening, because you also couldn't do anything else, but it doesn't matter. For the person next to you, they just feel like you're listening. At that moment, people really open up, right? And they would tell you more than if you would just also talk. Also, I've just learned to just look at things. So I've learned a lot from other people, other people's problems and other people's mistakes, just because I observed what was happening. Yeah, believe me, if I could have talked, like I would have talked all the time, but I couldn't. So that was actually a really interesting experience. I've never expected that happening.